We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest eventer of all time.
Good news for the sport. Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are here in episode 10. Great show. We've got the winner of the John and Rick Show t-shirt contest.
I know, Keegan
Oswald.
I know, she's a pretty cool girl.
Yeah, so that's super
coming
exciting.
up.
And then
We got Jacob Fletcher.
yeah.
Second place at Tryon, the 4 long.
So we've got one winner.
We got one winner,
Jacob.
and then we got the second place guy.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show, so I'm excited about that. But let's talk about the contest at Kentucky, because that was your idea. I thought it was pretty cool.
I think it was brilliant.
Yeah, and I think we speak about it with Keegan, kind of the holes that I saw.
Right.
We ordered way too many extra large shirts.
You approved
okay.
the list.
Whatever we did,
I
did
feel
it
like there's a
wrong.
lot of finger pointing going on here.
Whatever we did it wrong. And second thing that I noticed we should have done is we should have bought a box of Sharpies.
Right.
And now Keegan does.
Can we just? I don't want to name brand. I mean, it could be any kind of permanent marker. Why do we have to name?
Isn't
brand?
everything Sharpie?
Let's not label with our label.
Okay, that's not the indelible ink.
There you go. I like that.
All right.
Big words.
So I still have my shirt. Where's yours that you got signed?
I didn't get one. I was very busy.
I had a blast getting
Look,
ready signed.
okay. Have you ever met Zach?
Yeah.
There's a lot involved there. Okay.
What do you say?
I'm just saying I was focused, making sure.
Oh, there's that story. I heard the story that Briggs saw you and you and Zach, like very concentrated in watching the TV or doing, what was that they were doing? And he came by and he did this really good song. I can't do it on air.
Yes. And honestly, Zach still talks about that. Like, that was the best thing he saw, and it totally calmed him down. So well done, Briggs.
So I thought that was funny because he learned that. How long ago did you learn that song? Way back. And he just pops out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And when he told me the story, I was like, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So he got pulled out and he was fine and got through it. So you didn't get to do anything else but sit with Zach the whole time.
You know, I was in charge of Zach. Yes, that's pretty much all I did.
So then we have other things going on, right?
Yeah.
We have, for us, I'm not going to throw names out or anything, but we have our walrus bit dilemma.
Right.
So I purposefully have not gone on social media about it.
Right.
Which
Good
I
job.
won't. Briggs and I are keeping it close at hand, but I do know the FEI is doing this. The Horse and Hound just had an article out about another piece of equipment. It was a bridle.
Okay.
Yeah,
you mentioned something to me about this. I know nothing about this.
Yeah, it was in Horse and Hound. And evidently, there's stress points on this bridle that, for some reason, the FEI doesn't like.
Okay.
So they made it where it's not legal. That was a big article in Horse and Hound. There's a lot of stuff going on about the EEG. It's the Equipment Something Group. But
Okay.
I think now what the
Equestrian Equipment Group?
No. Briggs is writing me a note.
But not about that. He's just doing art.
So here's my point. We had the walrus bit dilemma. It's become not legal to use in any phase
Right.
of.
But you can still use a Dexter bit to jump.
You can use the Dexter bit to show jump.
Right.
But not our walrus bit.
Can you use it for dressage?
No, but we couldn't use it for dressage anyway.
That's ridiculous.
So that's going through a whole appeal process. We're going through that. But what is being designed is a group that is going to approve equipment.
Oh, cool. That's good.
That could be good as long as we get the right people on that group.
It's all about the people.
Right? So I'm hopeful. I was told by Alec Lahore that they were working on that.
Cool.
I know Lucinda Green was going to be pulled into it. But I do think they need to have a better balanced way of making determinations about equipment.
Sure.
So we're hopeful that as we move through this, we'll get the walrus bit.
So it's not dead in the water.
with me, nothing's ever dead in the
Right,
water.
that's fair. Sometimes I'm like, you need to stop, and you don't, and
No,
then
and I win.
and you get what you want. And I'm like, look at that. Eventually, you wear people down.
Well, I'm on the right side of right.
Right.
That's what it is. So, and then just to also let everybody know about my bison trailer.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
So I can't reveal anything, but I can say that it's all been settled.
Awesome.
And I'm happy.
Well,
I no longer have a big black trailer sitting out there just
won
like
again.
a lawn ornament.
you won again.
That was a 4-year issue. So
Sounds terrible, to be honest. Okay, and then you just got back from
the Keys. We went to Key West. Briggs and I had a great time. The only thing we missed out on is, I think, snorkeling. We were going to go out to the reef and snorkel, but that got knocked off the list just because of things going on. But we had a great time with our friends Kristen and Dan. They own 7 Mile Grill on Marathon Key. You got to stop by. It's like a historic restaurant there.
Right.
We got to visit with some of their friends. We went out on the pontoon boat.
Maybe we can get Joel and my jet boat, and we can cruise down to the Keys.
Your
and
jet
stop.
boat?
Yeah.
You won't even go on the water.
No, I got a jet boat. I blew the jet out, so I'm getting the jet remade.
That
but
thing that you picked up in Alabama around your elbow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that, and
How
it's
did
almost.
you blow the engine?
I didn't blow the engine. The engine works great.
Then what's
I
wrong?
blew out the jet drive, because apparently you can't run those when they're not in the water.
I knew that.
Well, I just ran it for like a very short time to make sure the engine ran, and I blew out the jet drive.
Yeah, you got to hook it up to water hose.
Which I own this in partnership with my brother.
So he's really mad.
He's got a pretty good sense of humor about the whole thing.
Does he?
Yeah, no, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So
No. So the big news, you have a son that's like 15 and doing things.
he's got his learner's permit. That's pretty scary. That's terrifying. Yeah. So big times at the Holling House, and yeah,
That's
so.
good.
Anyway,
And before we wind down, we have 3 minutes. We've got a lot to talk about. So
Okay.
congratulations on getting a pool cleaner.
yes, yeah, they're
So,
great. What is
Brian-
horse?
Brian-
Yeah, Brian Wentz, but it's horse.
Horse and country pools.
Right. Which Brian, seriously, now you got both of us. Let's get on the show.
Yeah, you do need to be on the show, Brian, because you came to me and said you wore him down.
Yeah.
I was like, I know. I always do that.
Because he won again. He won again.
And you got a pool boy.
Yes. Speaking of people on the show,
Yeah.
super exciting, which we're going to see here on one of our breaks coming up quickly. We have a new sponsor on the show,
Who's that?
Forestier Saddles.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah, because I wore them down.
Well, finally a saddle person or a saddle company
And a
for our
great
show.
and a great company.
And people out there, you should spread the word because we do have big reach and we do wear people down.
Yes, that's what they say. The John and Rick Show. We wear people down.
We wear you down until you buy what you need to buy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We just keep going until we just wear them down. It's great.
You get it done.
Yeah, I had something else really brilliant to say, but I've lost it now.
Well, you shouldn't lose it because I'm
So
really
wore me
excited
down.
for Profit. Profit's coming back.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You just got on your one that you had resting for a while from the last competition. Who was that?
Polo, just my style. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
back hacking and doing his thing. And
What's his plan?
I don't have one. I'm just gonna come out and do some more
You
stuff.
should be like Jacob. He's got like 5 different plans.
If I had a genie,
What would you wish for?
just to
No. You got the genie because you rubbed his belly.
right.
Is that how you get it?
Yeah, you don't rub the genie. You rub the lamp.
And then so he comes out. What do you want for Polo this fall?
I wanted to go advanced and get some 4 stars done.
Good.
Yeah,
That's a
the
good.
plan.
Briggs is going 4-star.
All right.
We got.
Boom.
Both.
We'll rub the genie's belly together,
That's a great idea. We can have the genie on the show next time.
and we're gonna rub his
He
belly.
can be a guest.
Yeah, it'll be great. Awesome. Yeah. So there you go.
You're so tired.
I am tired. So with that, let's do this. I am not tired. I'm pumped because we have an awesome show coming up.
Yeah.
And we're going to be back with the winner of the Kentucky T-shirt competition. Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
Since 1950, Maison Forestier has been offering its know-how to design custom-made saddles for passionate riders. In 2016, Maison Forestier took a turn and expanded into the sports world with the goal of improving the performance of the rider-horse pair. You will find a professional, reactive, and fun team to answer your needs. And this is why I have chosen Forestier for all of my saddlery needs. Feel free to contact the saddle expert in your area for more information by visiting www.forestier.com.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Hey, it's John here. I just want to let you guys know I got back from schooling at Magnolia Sands Farm here in Ocala, Florida. Their cross-country field is perfectly suited for a first outing on a young horse or schooling your upper-level horse. Magnolia Sands offers over 110 jumps ranging from starter to intermediate, plus multiple banks, ditches, and waters. They're constantly updating their courses and have even added new ditches and a starter ditch wall. Conveniently located in Northeast Ocala, Magnolia Sands has made it easy for riders and trainers with online waivers, Venmo, and PayPal, and even offer a golf cart for guests. MagnoliaSandsFarm.com.
Equibrew, now available in the USA. It's a live probiotic that you feed daily to your horses. The live microbes go into your horse's gut and cleans up the gut wall, creating a healthy gut system.
Equibrew is an essential part of my feeding program. My horses love to eat it, and it does a really good job of promoting gut health and also good behavior and great performances.
It's something I recommend for all of your horses, no matter what they do in their careers.
It's so affordable, I can use it on all of my horses in the barn, not just my top horses.
Order Equibrew today by going to brickfieldnutrition.com or calling 850-879-2649. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. This is our Equibrew segment, and we are joined, John, by Keegan Oswald, who did a great thing by winning our contest.
Yeah, Keegan, welcome to the show. Congratulations on this major prize. It was so competitive and sought after. We had hundreds of people give us t-shirt signatures, but you got the most.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
So tell us, how did you do it, Keegan? You got to Kentucky. You said you're competitive. Tell us about yourself.
So yes, I'm very competitive. Last year I did the scavenger hunt thing that they hosted, and I did that again this year, but I got really annoyed because they did like a drawing from a hat to see who won.
What?
So it's not really anyways, it was garbage.
It was a fake competition. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. When this obviously is a very real competition, and you have to go on scavenger hunts to find pro riders, which I did in very hilarious ways.
Tell me, where do you live?
I live in just outside of Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks lovely. I'm in Ocala and it's raining right now. But so when you got to Kentucky, where did you go get your shirt?
The shirt that you guys got.
Yep.
I went. So actually, I didn't start the contest until Friday. I got there on Thursday. And then I went on Friday to the I Love My Horse boutique and picked up the shirt. And I was not sure that they would still have them because there was only so many that were going to be able to be given out. But my friend Courtney, who I met through Ride IQ, was doing the contest and was getting her shirt plus her daughter's little onesie signed. And she's like, "Oh, you're super competitive. You should do this too." And I was like, "Okay." And so the next day I went and got the shirt from I Love My Horse and started my mission on hunting down as many riders as I could.
So who was go ahead, John.
No, I was just going to say, you just had said, that was basically, I was going to ask Rick, was you said that you got a lot of signatures. Well, we know you got a lot of signatures, but you were saying you did it in some hilarious ways. So who'd you get first, as Rick was going to ask before I cut him off, and tell us some of the stories.
I got Sydney first, Sydney Solomon. She just happened to be at one of the booths right near I Love My Horse. And we were talking to her and there was nobody in her line. And we were sort of just chit-chatting, me and one of my other friends. And then Bully walked up and I was like, oh, cool. 2 for the price of 1. So they were my first 2 signatures and they signed the back of the shirt. And then, I just meandered about and like caught some riders in the warm-up ring, just, hunting them down. I got Tom McEwen by chasing him across, like I ran across the field to go get him and face planted. And like,
so wait. Do we need to have a release sign for this next year, perhaps?
Maybe, although I might have been the only one who fell. But again, like I said, I'm very competitive and I saw Tom from across the warm up. He was walking down by the stadium and I was by like the in gate to the warm up. And so my 2 friends and I like started running and I dropped something and I was like, oh, I'll just swoop and get it as I'm running because, I'm a runner, I'm a track star. No, I'm not. And I face planted. And so then I get up and we go over to Tom McEwen and he's like, why are you soaking wet? And I'm like, because I just fell in the grass. Like, what do you want me to say?
That's great. So he was nice and signed it for you. So Keegan, yep. I do know, and I told John this, next year, I'm going to also have Sharpies to give out because I think that was one of our big flaws is we had the t-shirts, but it's, unless you're thinking about it, right? You obviously, how did you get a Sharpie?
So I stole it from the Airbnb.
Nice.
And I meant to return it, but then I was like, we didn't end up going back to the Airbnb on Sunday night after Kentucky finished. And so the Sharpie just ended up in my backpack coming back to Florida with me.
That's all right. Airbnb doesn't care. But at least you had it.
To my Airbnb host.
Do you agree that next year with those given out with the t-shirt will work better?
I mean, it'd probably work better, but also I feel like if you don't have a Sharpie, that's your own problem.
Spoken like a cold-blooded competitor.
Love it.
I'm just going to keep reiterating. I am like the biggest competitive person you'll ever meet in your entire life.
So tell us about your riding. You obviously ride, right?
Yes. So I have a 12-year-old thoroughbred named Bones. We competed through the training level and then he got navicular amongst a host of other problems, but it's been a constant rehab case with him. But after about a year of rehabbing from navicular changes that we found and getting him sound again, we're back at beginner novice and I'm not going to push him because he's my guy. And if he only ever wants to do beginner novice again, that's okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome. All right. So you're in your Ride IQ t-shirt.
I am.
And so there's no pressure when I ask this question for your answer, but I am curious, who is your favorite Ride IQ instructor?
Well, wait, Keegan, just okay. So you know, they don't get all of us on there to do instruction. So you might have a favorite that's not really on there.
Yeah, no, but I'm asking specific. I want to narrow the numbers down.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So, as far as like,
this isn't going to go my way. I can tell already, Keegan.
Who is it, Keegan? Who is it?
So if I had to say whose lessons do I use the most, probably Kyle's.
Oh, damn it.
But you're not going to like this answer either. My favorite Ride IQ coach to listen to the lessons of, not necessarily the one I use the most, is Lauren Spreiser.
Oh my God, I lost on both counts.
Like the coolest person to just like sit and have a beer with or something, you know?
Lauren?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. She's pretty awesome. That's fine.
Also, Brick, if you could put a wonderful word in, we would love Elisa to do some Liberty work for us on Ride IQ. That would be the coolest thing ever.
That would be cool. I don't have any input at all for
I'll put the word in. I'll put the word in.
I've got
two of you. I feel like we should for sure be able to get Elisa in there somehow, at least for office hours or something.
I don't even know what all that means.
We'll see what we can do. I'll talk to the powers that be. I mean, I will say if you had perhaps made a different choice into who your favorite instructor is or the person that you'd like to drink a beer with, perhaps my word would go a little bit further, but Keegan, I'll do what I can for you.
Well, I do have an in with Jessa and Kinsey, so I could probably pull some strings myself and get that to happen.
This is a pretty adversarial interviews thus far, Keegan.
I really like Keegan.
You're awesome.
So Keegan, tell us about Kentucky real quick, because it was a pretty. Who was your choice to win before you ever got there?
So I did the eventing manager thing, and I had both Liz Halliday Sharp and Mixmaster C on my team, and Tammy and my bomb. So those are my two tops to win.
Good choices.
Very good. Well, you had it. Well,
yeah,
John,
this is the first time I've ever done one of those eventing manager competitions where I've actually gotten the winner on my team.
Oh,
so I was
wow,
really excited.
that's great. I've never done that. Have you done that, John?
No, I don't do fantasy anything because I feel like it ruins it for me. Like my kid wants me to do fantasy football this year and I couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm not into that.
Well, I'm going to promote to all of y'all Equibrew, which is a great live probiotic. Keegan, it's really good for thoroughbreds. It's a live probiotic that has microbes that go in, and it has taken off in the United States. John is a true believer in it. And we also now have Pet Brew.
It's pretty great stuff.
There. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see where to go. It's brickfieldnutrition.com. But for your horses, it's a go-to. It's amazing what it does to them. And so everybody out there, make sure you go and order your Equibrew.
And Keegan, thank you for coming on. Congratulations on your major prize of getting to come on here. You were a really good sport.
I was just happy to win something.
Yeah, not something. The competition of the year
ever. Is the best prize ever.
There we
Yay.
go. There we go. You're awesome.
I'm sure to reevaluate my life choices on who my favorite ride IQ coach is.
No, it's too late.
Very good.
It's too late. You've already made your choice.
Maybe I'll haul bones up to Ocala so you can meet the best horse ever in person. And I'll come take lessons with you. Not very far for me.
Next, we'll have to win a in-person lesson.
I'll win that one too. Don't worry.
There you go.
You'll never get rid of me now.
No, that's great.
Big winner
forever.
All right.
In fact, John, when we get off, we should talk to her about there is some openings at the John and Rick show, and we should probably talk to her about that because she would be the perfect person to do it.
Oh, all right. Good idea. All right. Well, let's do that. And
a wonderful idea.
Keegan, you hang tight because we're gonna talk to you. But also, coming up next, you're gonna be the first person to know this. We've got Jacob Fletcher, who was just second at the 4-star long at Tryon. And he's going to hang out with us in the studio, and we're going to have a great time with Jacob. So Keegan, hang tight for that. Everybody else, hang tight for that. Keegan, again, congratulations. And thank you to Equibrew and Pet Brew and Brickfield Nutrition. You guys are the best.
And Horse Trailer Pros.
Well, of course, Horse Trailer Pros. Always Horse Trailer Pros. All right. We will be right back.
Equibrew, now available in the USA. It's a live probiotic that you feed daily to your horses. The live microbes go into your horse's gut and cleans up the gut wall, creating a healthy gut system.
Equibrew is an essential part of my feeding program. My horses love to eat it, and it does a really good job of promoting gut health and also good behavior and great performances.
It's something I recommend for all of your horses, no matter what they do in their careers.
It's so affordable, I can use it on all of my horses in the barn, not just my top horses.
Order Equibrew today by going to brickfieldnutrition.com or calling 850-879-2649.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Hi, my name's Leslie Law, and we are a proud supporter of Jump for Joy. We've been using their portable cross-country jumps now for about 10 to 15 years. We love these jumps because, as you can see, they're very easy to move. I would only take another person on the other side and I could place this fence wherever I wanted to very easily.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are now joined by Mr. Jacob Fletcher. Jacob, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks.
So you are fresh off of a really great performance at Tryon with, I always get it wrong.
Fabian.
Is it Fabian or Fabian?
Fabian, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought
Fabio.
so.
Fabian.
That's why I was like, it can't be Fabio. Yeah, Fabian. Okay.
He's got really pretty hair, though.
He does. So, just, I guess, basically, let's start there. Let's start with Tryon. Like, you went in, you had a good test. So,
Yeah,
start there.
we were the first loser.
Right.
No complaints.
I
it's,
like that.
It's kind of funny. I changed, a few weeks out, I'm thinking, oh, we could be really competitive here, getting really excited. And then it's about 2 weeks away, and I'm thinking, now I'm just going to be excited if I finish and nothing goes,
Right.
Right. Tits up. And then, a few days before, you're like, I just don't want to fall off.
All right in a line.
And you accomplished all of those things.
Yeah, but he was really good in the dressage. He's a pretty cold horse at home. He's spooky, but he's a pretty cold horse at home. But I've been surprised, like Kentucky and Tryon, we had to do quite a bit of work at the show to get him calm enough to do a test and to get familiar with the show grounds.
So what was involved with that? So you're talking like pre-rides?
Pre-rides,
Right.
yeah. So lots of grazing and walking around near the ring, quite a few pre-rides. It's not all dressage riding. We did a few 2-point canters kind
Right.
of around. We went out for a canter in the grass.
And then did they have you in the main arena?
No, we were in the...
Use that spooky ring with the big hangover thing.
Okay.
And then people walk in the bleachers,
Yes,
and
it's-
I don't know why they
Yeah.
put the 4-star there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
There's not a lot of people in the bleachers, and not a lot is worse than being
Right.
filled because one person stands
Makes a
up and
lot
it's
of
like...
noise.
Okay,
That for the horses.
quick side note on that, which I think is kind of a funny little story. When I was there a couple years ago on Profit, and I think it was in maybe it was a 3 long division. Anyway, last horse of the day, in that ring, right next to that big stand, and I'm riding around, and same thing, right? Like 2 people in the stands, and they're creaking, and he's keeping himself together just barely, and I'm like, oh my God. And then, because it's the last horse of the day, they're trying to prep the rings to be done for the day, so 2 giant tractors drive up behind the judge's box, and they park, and that is a sharp horse. And I'm like, oh my God. And I turn down the last center line, and out of the corner of my eye, I look over, and I see Caden, my kid, and Liam Law climbing the landscaping walls, like the big walls. They're like probably...
What, behind the ring?
Yeah. They're like... The one they were over to the left.
Yeah.
And they're like
And you can see them
by
halfway up.
the warm up, right? And they're like halfway up the wall. They're like probably 15 feet up in the air. And meanwhile, Jen's just sitting there watching, and I'm like, are you
As
kidding?
you're going down center line to finish.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? So
It's too funny.
they can be distracting. Anyway, go on.
Well, I didn't have any of my own Ken trying to sabotage.
Nor tractors trying to gobble
Oh, it
them.
was unreal.
Yeah, but you had a good test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was spooky, and it's the best changes he's done. We've been working on his changes, and he was so they had those Fairfax and Favor signs
Right.
just out, and
Right.
they
Like
really
that?
held him, backed him off, and he just boom
Oh,
did him
that's
really
good.
well. And I thought, oh, that had nothing to do with me. They can bring
cool.
those signs to the next show, but
Wow.
yeah, he did a good test. I was excited.
So I was there, and I didn't get to see your test, but I saw your score. So you were pretty pleased, right?
Yeah, his best score was Terra Nova 2 shows back.
Right.
We were really excited with his dressage test at Kentucky, but it didn't score as well as we were hoping. So we changed the frame a little bit.
Right.
We brought him a little more up and out for Tryon, and
Right.
it probably wasn't as smooth a test as we had at Kentucky, but I think the frame was a little closer to what they wanted, and if we can get him just a little more settled, I think we'll
So I'm
be
trying
right
to
there.
think, it was Bobby Stevenson judging at Tryon?
No, it was Bobby was at Kentucky in the 4 shorts.
Peter was at Tryon, right?
Peter was at Tryon, and the Canadian...
Is it Joe Young?
Joe Young
Yeah,
was
and
at
then
C.
Debbie
And then-
Adams.
no, they changed her to the 4 short.
I gotcha.
It was a Polly Huntington, an
yeah,
Australian
Polly.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
I hadn't met her before.
Yeah. So anyway,
That was the three.
I always noticed with Bobby that he likes to frame up as well.
Yeah.
But and then Peter was not the main. Joe was right in the middle. So, yeah, that's good. Good test.
Yeah.
So then, what did you think about the cross country?
He was phenomenal cross country. He was really good. I thought the course was maybe a little harder than it was last fall, at least.
Right.
I did the 4 long there last fall, and I thought it was maybe a little tougher.
What about the back
this
loop?
one.
Because I never got back there, but I heard they're working on making it not as hard. So did that happen, or did it stay?
Yeah,
You
they
did
did
a ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
right.
Sorry.
They did a good job. The turf was the same. Like, I think they would have an easier time and not have to work as hard on the day if they added a little sand, if they
Right.
top dressed it with a bit of sand. But they did a really good job with it. They aerated it over and over, and it felt
Excellent.
good. And my guy lost a shoe in the second minute up front, so we
That's
had to
tough.
slow
Yeah,
down
yeah.
for some turns. But it was good.
Made it through.
So, I have a question because I know the audience may not know, but you know a lot about turf. You went to school for this, yes? what is your degree?
I had a few extracurricular classes.
You're a turf
That's it.
college graduate.
Yeah.
Well, it was that or like underwater basket weaving or something. I thought, okay, well, these turf classes would be
helpful.
useful.
We're going
down
to say
the
that you
road.
have a degree in turf. So,
Top dressing with some sand.
yeah, it's a degree in top dressing with sand. I've always thought when I go to Tryon that the main area, like the golf course section, I always feel like is a bit tight and hard. In some ways it's great because it can take a lot of rain, it doesn't get muddy, but I always felt like it was very tight and very hard and jarring on the horses, and which isn't ideal, but that's one thing. And then you go out into that back loop, the new, what I call the new loop, where the coffin and the ditch wall are, and that's a completely different type of ground. So for me, I want it to be more similar. Like, what do they do about that? Like, how do they get that to be more the same?
Well, what you're talking about is the layer of thatch in the root system difference.
Just went over
See,
my
I told
head.
you.
And so, first of all, it was set up for a golf course, so they have zoysia and Bermuda grass everywhere. And because it's mown pretty tight, the root system, the depth of the root system is correlated to the height of the grass.
Okay.
And the deeper the roots, the more spread out they are. So because the golf course is mown tight
Right.
and it has zoysia and Bermuda grass, the roots are lower, but they're really tight.
So
And
it has
that keeps the
longer
ground
roots.
tight.
It has shorter roots,
Okay.
but really thick, shorter roots.
Okay.
So
And
it
there's
keeps it
a
tight.
ton of shorter roots. So you can have a crazy amount of water and it's still good. It feels a little hard because there's so many roots there. And if they aerated it a bit, it would feel a little more give, like
if they
you're
didn't,
saying.
do they have to keep cutting it so short?
But I think it's good because you can have the rain and then it's still good. You could have a little bit longer, but they probably have specific cultivars of zoysia and Bermuda grass that don't even allow it to grow that tall.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And then so what about the new loop? Could they make that more like?
It would take a lot of money.
Right.
Because if they wanted it to be the zoysia, they'd have to irrigate. They'd have to sprinkle. They'd have to irrigate the whole thing.
Right, sprinkle.
So they could do Bermuda grass maybe, but I think right now it's like fescues and just some.
Yeah, it's very
it's just-
different.
Yeah, just the natural grass.
Right.
So.
But it seemed like the course was riding well. I'm trying to pull out of my memory. There was many problems, and it just seemed some scattered stuff here and there. But I did notice a couple people losing shoes, including Liz. She lost it actually early too. She lost it on the back table before you went through the water run.
Yeah.
She lost hers over that.
I lost it on the water run, and Kaylana, Tammy's daughter, lost.
Right.
I think maybe two
I think
at
I
the water
saw hers
boat.
coming out too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And Kaylana did good.
Yeah, she's
Good for
great.
her.
huh?
That was her first
Yeah, she's
4
really
long.
excited.
Yeah, it was super. Well done. And then you get done, you get ready for the next day. And so how did show jump go?
It was good. We did I'm starting to do a pre-ride before the jumping
Right.
on the Sunday too, and just
Right.
do a little jump school in the morning to see what they feel like, and then have a better plan for the warm-up.
Makes sense.
That way, we're not so worried about getting the plan right, not knowing what the horse is like going
right.
into the final warm-up. So that's been helpful, I think, for him. And he was good. We're getting a lot better in that phase together. I feel we've kind of changed the way he responds to the jumps and the shape that he makes, and he holds it better in the ring now with the spook.
Right. And that was in the main ring.
Yeah. which is a lot of pressure when you're riding in that
In
main
the
ring.
Tryon Stadium, as
Yeah,
opposed to
because the walls feel quite tall, and it's actually
Right.
not very big a ring, so it's very like
It's
feels
bigger
like
than
that.
you think. I asked him
So-
one time how big it is, and it's bigger than I expected.
It is
Yeah.
bigger than you think. But did you watch the Grand Prix the night before?
I did not.
It was
No.
the same course.
Was it?
You should have jumped it.
I don't blame. I don't blame him though. I mean, it didn't finish till like 10 or 11.
No. Well, Mark Donovan did it. He was out there putting it together. It was like, wow, that's a great course.
Yep. It's a great course, and it's not fun to change a whole course at 2 a.m. either.
No, at 2 a.m. in the morning. But I was watching. I was like, I guess the only person that had the advantage was Doug.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because he jumped it.
He
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
3 Grand Prix.
Well, let's find out how he did as soon as we come back.
Right.
So, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Jacob. When I'm in the middle of my competition season, it's easy to get behind in my hydration or just feel exhausted. When that happens, I turn to Jumpstart IV Therapy. Jumpstart IV Therapy is a mobile therapy serving the state of Florida. Their team of healthcare professionals are there to help the equestrian athlete feel their best so they can perform their best. Their IV treatment of fluids, vitamins, minerals, and medicines will give you an exclusive advantage on and off your horse. Give them a call at 407-449-0532 or find them on the web at jumpstartivtherapy.com. Jump for Joy fences are easy to move, lightweight, durable, and low maintenance. So we're out here on the cross country. We just finished over in the show jumping over the Jump for Joy fences. Had a great time schooling over them. They're really nice and easy to move, so we were able to adjust some things and really have the exact school that we needed thanks to the Jump for Joy fences. I love them. Order yours at jumpforjoyusa.com. Hey, it's John here. I just want to let you guys know I got back from schooling at Magnolia Sands Farm here in Ocala, Florida. Their cross-country field is perfectly suited for a first outing on a young horse or schooling your upper-level horse. Magnolia Sands offers over 110 jumps ranging from starter to intermediate, plus multiple banks, ditches, and waters. They're constantly updating their courses and have even added new ditches and a starter ditch wall. Conveniently located in Northeast Ocala, Magnolia Sands has made it easy for riders and trainers with online waivers, Venmo, and PayPal, and even offer a golf cart for guests. MagnoliaSandsFarm.com.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. Jacob stuck around for another segment, so we're going to talk a little. We're going to regress because we started talking about cross country again for Tryon.
Yep.
So why don't we pick up where you two were having a conversation?
Yeah, we were talking about Chimney Rock, which is kind of like a staple
Right.
for Tryon, and this time we went down the opposite way of
Correct.
what they normally do. And it was that brush roll top that they always have, the big gray brush roll top, and it was
And it goes, and then you go down.
steep, very steep downhill, and it walked, I thought, an open 5 strides to the first skinny triple brush,
Right.
and then an even steeper downhill to a quiet 5 strides
Right.
to the second skinny brush.
Right.
And so I thought the question was, if you came in too quiet and you had to move to the B, you were going to be blowing past the C because the 5 was going to be too short.
Right.
So I thought the question was you had to get the 5 early so you could wait to the first skinny.
Yeah.
And then the second skinny would just be level.
Right.
So, but you forget, like going down the hill, brush pushes the horses further out. So I miscalculated when I walked. So I came in, gave a nice open ride, and then
get a
I
4?
just saw a nice 4. So we just kept rolling, did a really nice 4, and then I just stayed
got another
here.
4.
And
Amazingly,
did a
you
nice
stayed
4.
forward.
Yeah.
Right?
He did, actually, I saw you. You were the one of a couple that did there wasn't too many that did 4-4, but you rode it really well. But I mean, it was all over the place. People were getting like a chopped up 5. And
Really?
Yeah. It was going everywhere.
Once I did the 4, I thought it would have been some work.
How
to
many-
do the
Trying to do
5, I
something
thought.
different.
Yeah.
How many minutes into the course was it?
I can tell you.
3.5?
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah, so enough they would have
3.5.
been opening up
Well, it
by
was
then.
because I sent you the videos of Fabian because you helped me with the cross country,
Yeah.
and I sent you the drop in water. You said, "Oh my gosh, you can sit up."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, hold on, I can do both." And I sent him the video of the Chimney Rock.
So I guess this would probably bring Lucinda Green into it. Lucinda, if she's ever watching.
She's always watching. She's like one of our number
She
one
would go,
fans. What are you talking
"Numbers
about?
never matter. See, you did the 4 to the 4. It was awesome."
I think they matter though, and I should have walked it and known I should have done
See,
4.
Lucinda, he'll have that discussion with Lucinda.
We're going to have, you know what we should do? Next
put
year,
Jacob and Lucinda in
just
together.
Jacob and Lucinda.
It would be
And we'll
awesome.
leave and just let them talk.
Because she'll go with Kevin. She'll go, oh, Kevin, I don't know how he's riding like that, but it works. And then she'll probably do the same with you. How do you
There's
ride
quite
like
a
that?
few of them out there.
I know.
But it's crazy how much, like when you're walking and, conventionally a horse lands 6 feet off the jump, but you put brush in or you put terrain in,
It always
they were
changes
probably
everything.
landing 10 feet in off of the roll top.
For sure. And they're, like I said, he's open by then, and they're not on a 12-foot stride. They're on a 16, 17-foot stride at that point.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the good thing about that, it was forgiving no matter what happened there.
Yeah.
I didn't see like anything that was really, it looked like, oh my God, they just shuffled in 5 where it should have been the 4, and then they should have done the 5 where they got the 4. So, but it was forgiving that way, so that was good. So that was 3.5 minutes in, and how long was that course?
It was like, 10 minutes and 12 seconds?
And how were
something
you?
like that.
You came in on time, right?
We were a few seconds under.
Yeah.
So I was, whew.
And I bet if you'd gone
Everybody-
5, you would have been a few seconds over.
Say again.
If you would have gone 5, you probably would have been a few seconds
I would have
over.
been a few seconds over. You got it.
Yeah, because it's not just the one
Left
stride,
it
it's the
out.
time to put them together, so good job. The other thing I want to know, how was the coffin?
It was good. He was incredible at Kentucky, and that's thanks to your new coffin.
Go Jay Hamble.
Yeah. If anybody needs to school the coffin before Kentucky, go to John's.
Yeah, I'm telling you what.
Exactly.
But it was an interesting coffin. They had it off of a really tight turn, and it was 2 brush roll tops, so it wasn't a rail.
How tight a turn could it be? Because it's in the same place, right?
Oh, it was tight.
Really? So
Yeah.
they must have had a setup fence somewhere you
He
had.
left the tall grass, and you had about a stride and a half off the tall grass, but you couldn't jump it straight because you had to go on an angle across the ditch from the A.
Okay.
So it was an angle across the ditch to an angled 1 stride out.
That's pretty tough.
And so but you couldn't quite get the right line to the A because it was so tight to get to
Right.
it. So you had to kind of turn in the air.
Right,
And then, so he was a little bit like,
right.
but he was good.
Good.
So you had a FOD.
Oh, finish on dressage.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
Pulled in there.
Is that a thing? I've never heard that.
Yes,
FOD.
it's a thing.
I maybe kind of haven't heard it because I haven't done it.
You've done a FOD before.
I have done a FOD before.
Don't say that. So you finished second. So you put in your application for Pan Ams.
I did, yeah.
So did you get looked at?
Yeah, they took a look at him.
Good.
I think he'd be good for the Pan Ams, and
Yeah.
I'd also be really excited to do Maryland too. I think he's ready for
and
either
so
one.
kind of redemption, and I'm not calling anybody out, but you didn't make the training list on the last time, and now you went out there and just blew everybody away and was second, and you're on, probably the short list.
I don't know about that, but yeah, we'll see.
Come on, Jacob, talk some trash, man.
Trash.
We're looking for clicks here. I need some clicks. I need you to say something controversial so I can cut it out
saw your
and use it as a
Look,
promo.
Okay, I'll be a little like, I don't know, maybe not controversial, but contrarian for a second.
Let's go contrary.
Yeah. So it's weird to me that you're put on a list if you have good results.
Right.
And the system and program and people you've been working with have created the results good enough to put you on the list.
Right.
And you get on the list, and then there's incentive to adjust that and to work with different people, things like that. And that seems a bit counterintuitive to me, because if the results are good enough to be on the list, you probably want to incentivize them to stay doing the same thing with
Don't
the same
change
people. That's a little bit, to me, what's a little bit confusing sometimes for me on the developing list is, and I guess it's what's David doing too, because for maybe the developing list they should rename it, because it's more than developing.
Right, I
Because the
agree with
results
that.
have to be strong to be
To
on
be on
that
the
list
development
now.
list, yep.
So it's like a developed and then a little more list.
Right. Developed plus.
Continuing developing
Yes,
list.
because
Yeah.
So
But I think it's more that way now than it used to be. Like, it used to be, when you got on the list, you rode with Mark Phillips, and that, like, you went to training camps, and you went and jumped with his people, and
Yeah,
you
it was all.
flatted
I
with their
think.
people.
I think to that point it's changed a bit. You do have the opportunity, because I know Elisa was on it, but you have so many lessons with Leslie, but you also can, carry around and do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I think everybody's moving more that way. I know the Australians
Right.
have moved to more of a manager
Right.
position, and they still have Nilson Pessoa is the jumping coach,
Sure.
and they have access to other
they have
people that-
access, and you can use it if you want. But so anyway, it's great that you put in your application.
I was
Because some people
I
don't
was
do
on
that.
the edge. I was unsure. I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Were you
this
really?
spring.
Now, were you on the edge because you weren't sure that you'd be good enough to get that done, or that you wanted to get that done? And I just say that because I know you're thinking Maryland 5-star, and then if you do Pan Am's, that's a 3-star. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of assumed since he wasn't on a list this spring that they wouldn't be interested in him.
No, that's
so
never true.
I thought I'd just do well and crack on and try to get to a 5-star.
Right.
Because at the beginning of this year, we were thinking Kentucky.
Right.
And you remember?
Yeah.
And then we had a group of people that I rely on and take advice from recommended I do another 4 long. So
Right.
it's all just kind of.
But I mean,
from there.
and for people listening, this is what goes on in everybody's heads, right? You're like going plan A, B, C, D. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? How do you defer? How do you not? But I think
that's what, to me, kind of the developing list, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Is it's backwards looking and not forwards looking. I don't know what the answer. I don't know what the answer is.
I
but
think
if you could anticipate
hard
better
to do.
who's yes,
hard
and
to
I don't
do.
know how you do that.
yeah, it's very hard, and I mean, it is frustrating throughout the years of going up and down on it. But in my opinion, because I've seen it for a while, as you have, I think this has been the best formatted.
For sure.
Going
It's the most
forward.
open system with Bobby as a manager. You've got Leslie in there to get the up-and-comers, whether that's horses or riders.
Right.
And then, I mean,
And there's a younger group at David too, isn't there?
yeah, you don't know that that's
No,
true.
David's not working with anybody.
No, that's through the USEA thing. There
okay.
is, but it's like a one-time shot in the wintertime thing. Remember, David was here
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that. But it's not like a
But it's
formal
not-
year-round thing.
correct. I think that one. There's an under 25, but I don't know who. That's Leslie too.
That's Leslie too. Yeah, I mean Leslie does the most hard sledding of everybody there as far as the coaching side of it goes, which to me makes sense because, like I said, that's going to be the younger riders or the younger horses. So you would think you'd want them to have the most guidance along the way, and then Bobby's there sort of managing the whole thing, and then some of the senior guys, and then they do get to pull in their own people.
I think
So-
like you said, I think they've got a good gig going.
I think you'll
right
be
now.
surprised if you get further down the road into this how flexible it actually is. It may not feel that way to you, so you make sure you come talk to us. But
It is flexible.
it is way more flexible than it used to be. So
And it's pretty cool that you came in the way you did, though. And again, I think John and I always say this to everybody: always put your application in. It doesn't matter what, just put it in.
Yeah.
Because that gets them looking at you.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
unless you're
exactly.
going to do terrible, and then don't put your application in because you don't want them looking at you.
How can you ever predict that? I mean, it's like 6
I've
weeks
had
out he was
some-
going to win, then 4 weeks out he just wanted to do okay, and then
Yeah,
2
so
weeks
like
out, he was gonna
if
fall
in
out.
January you're like, this is not going to go well, don't put it in because you're only going to feel worse as it gets closer. All right, we need to take another break.
Wait, is he in 3 segments?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Then we can talk about the wedding.
Yes, for sure. Now I have
Why are
another
you
question.
so on time?
I'm just trying to be a better person. All right.
Next, when we come back, I'm going to close it because we're going to talk about the wedding.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454. Since 1950, Maison Forestier has been offering its know-how to design custom-made saddles for passionate riders. In 2016, Maison Forestier took a turn and expanded into the sports world with the goal of improving the performance of the rider-horse pair. You will find a professional, reactive, and fun team to answer your needs. and this is why I have chosen Forestier for all of my saddlery needs. Feel free to contact the saddle expert in your area for more information by visiting www.forestier.com. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are in segment 5, and we still got Jacob here, so thanks for sticking around. So I was thinking about this as we were talking about Maryland 5-star and Pan Ams and sort of balancing that. So my question to you is, if you were walking on the beach and you stumbled and you banged your toe and you looked down and you pulled up a genie lamp, and the genie said, for this argument, now stick with me, you have one.
What are we doing?
You have one wish. You have one wish.
And it's not that
And it is, these are your options. You can win Maryland 5-star, or you can win the Pan Ams. Which is it?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, you have to
That
decide.
requires a lot of thinking.
You have
I
to
think.
decide. This, I don't care. This is now. Go. You have to decide. He gives you how much? I don't want any dead air here. He gives you 15 seconds. Go.
Well, I think, I don't know. Here, maybe I'll give a non-answer. I think in the horse community, it would mean more to win Maryland.
Yep.
It would be a bigger effort.
Yep.
I think a Pan Am's win lasts longer.
Wow, he's really good. No wonder he
But you
majored
didn't.
in turf.
Those are very excellent points. But you did not answer.
What?
I know he said he was going to give a non-answer.
So which is it?
Mine would be, I wish I could win both.
That's not an answer either. You got to choose.
I don't know.
Come on, go.
I think he answered
Probably
it.
the Pan Am's.
The Pan Ams. All right, there you go. Jacob doesn't care about Maryland. All right, that's a good answer. Good job.
That was good.
All right.
I liked it.
All right, so Rick,
Now, what's coming on? What's going on? What's happening with you?
Well, Cornelia and I are getting married next week,
I know,
next
that's so
weekend.
cool. I know John and I are flying up.
Are you guys?
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna-
exciting.
we're gonna wedding crash.
We're gonna crash
I've seen that movie.
it. I know, right?
It'll be
no.
better.
I'm really excited for you because I've gotten the opportunity to get to know Cornelia a little bit better. You more over the last year or so, but then I got to meet her mother and her brother Lowell
Okay, at Kentucky.
Kentucky. Super nice people.
Yeah.
I mean, I sat down and we talked, and I think you're marrying into a really
Yeah,
great family.
yeah, we're like we both have great families.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's super.
lucky
So
with that.
it's going to be kind of cool because you are getting married. I know where, because I said the wrong name when I was talking about where Cornelia is from. But it's, tell me again.
Manchester by the Sea.
Manchester by the Sea. What did I say? Manchester by the Bay, I think is what I said. and so anyway, so it's beautiful up there. So I heard how many guests are going to be there. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Do you want to know?
Is
Do
this
I-
allowed for like public consumption?
Why not? Your mother-in-law told me.
All I know is that there's going to be some culture shock when all the Arkansas rednecks fly up.
230.
Holy moly!
That's big.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's a big wedding. So I'm excited. We got to see pictures, and I'm sure the dress that she's going to wear is beautiful. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a navy tuxedo.
Right?
Yeah.
Just very classic.
With like an Arkansas flag or something in the back. in the liner.
I'm sure our people will be doing the Woo Pig Suey
I hope so.
during the party.
It has some Arkansas Razorback hats. We almost moved to Little Rock when I was a kid, and they got me, like we have cheese heads.
Yep.
They
we
have
the
Razorback heads.
We
They're
do.
like hard plastic pig heads.
You had this at your wedding?
No, when I was a kid, my dad was trying to get us to move to Little Rock for work, and he was like trying to get the family excited, so he brought home this Arkansas Razorback hat.
The first time Cornelia's family visited, we gave them Razorback
Oh, I'm
head
sure
hats,
her family seems like the sort who would really be into that. It's amazing they even allowed you into the family, to be honest. Like, you were going to seriously taint that bloodline.
It's a Southern charm.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure you did good. Are you planning on honeymoon?
Yeah, we're going to the British Virgin Islands.
I
Caribbean?
knew that too. She told me that. And
When
I
do
was
you do
like,
that? Is that right after?
Right after. Yeah. It's technically, I've never traveled out of the country for non-horse reasons. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's,
It's always been for horses.
yeah. You're going to love going
Yeah,
somewhere in the Caribbean.
it's
gonna
a
be
great place. So how many days?
We're doing like 8 days.
So any activities or just
I'm going to
activities?
just chill. She's an activities person, so.
Right.
We'll see.
Well, she told me she's just chilling by the pool now. She'll probably get that out of her
Yeah, that'll
system,
be
and then
gone.
she's going to be
You'll
ready.
be
Yeah.
like bungee jumping and snorkeling
Yeah, exactly.
and skydiving and
Yeah.
she's into that
They-
sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, they got all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of chill, smaller resort. So yeah.
So is the wedding like 3 days long, or is it just going to be encapsulated into one day?
It's like two days.
2 days.
But Kevin can't make it, so I'm shaming him because he gave me this whole speech about how one of his really good friends from way back when couldn't come to his
Right.
wedding,
Right.
and how devastating it was, and how he still hasn't, fully
Got over
forgiven
it.
him.
This is great. This is great.
So he's
Wait,
giving
mate,
me
tell
this
him
whole-
now. Tell him now.
Kevin, you're in the dog pen.
This is great.
He said, so he can't come because they've got like a Pan Am-like thing going on at a show in Ireland. Like apparently the
Right.
top 1 or 2 top finishers get to go to the Olympics,
Oh, wow, okay.
and it's a 3-star.
Right.
So I'm just going to stop you real quick. Kevin McNabb.
Yeah, there you go.
Go.
Right.
And he said, Mr. Fletcher, I'm really sorry. I don't think I can make it. The reason we're not qualified for the Olympics is kind of my fault. Because he was at the World Games and he had a great cross-country round, but the rain converter on his Pelham broke.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
In the combination.
Right.
So he had to we were like, what is he doing? And he was leaning over and he was tying the rein to the
Right.
Pelham.
Right.
And so he finished, but he had a 20 because it broke in the middle of the combination.
And do you know what else?
No.
He could have gotten off.
He could have gotten off?
Yeah.
Really?
Put it
Is that a
back
new
on
rule?
from the yeah, it's allowed. And just put it back on from the ground and gotten back on. And it probably would have saved you some time, Kevin. So I'm just saying, know your rules. Maybe let your guys at
he
this next
still got-
qualifier
but
know.
He still got the 20.
Yeah, but he would have had less time.
He had 20 and time.
Yeah.
Just saying, it might have made a difference.
Well, he's doing his duty, and obviously he rubbed the genie, and he wants to go to the Pan Am Games.
You got it.
Right. You don't rub the genie, you rub the bottle.
Whatever.
That's
Genie
an
comes out of a
OnlyFans
bottle.
thing.
I don't know. That's funny. Well, I'm excited for you. I was like, we've been hearing about it for a while. I know it was a big lead up because y'all got engaged right before Cornelia went overseas. Mm-hmm. And then that was
how we made sure she came back.
You got it.
Yeah.
Because it was on the edge. She wanted to stay.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
no.
No.
Nope.
She was like, I really like it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she came home.
She did.
So how's things going for her? I know
That's how it always works out, by the way, is you make sure, sorry, just real quick, when you have someone who you really want to be with, you need to take them and hold them really tight until they stop struggling. And give up, and then they stay with you forever. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Is that how you did it?
That's how I got Jen.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like she was bear hugging him.
I think so.
No. Anyway, I apologize, I interrupted you.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know. What was I saying?
that was Cornelia.
Daytona 8. Daytona Beach. Daytona 8.
Daytona Beach 8, I think, is her.
And she went out, she's done some stuff. Did she do the 5-star?
She did the 5-star at Kentucky.
And she just had an unfortunate, I was sitting with her mother again.
Oh, really?
I was watching.
Yep.
And so I think it was just a weird beginning stage for the mare going out there. And then all of a sudden after that, she just kicked in and just really
well, she did a great job in the dressage, and Daytona just kind of lost it a bit in the environment. So there wasn't anything else she could have done
She
there.
saw she couldn't help.
And just a blip in the coffin. But
Yeah, it was
she was really good after that.
super because I just kept on seeing her get better and better and better. So, that was good. So then show jump was good?
Yeah, well, she jumped like a foot over everything.
Cool mare.
Did the pre-ride and Kevin flew over. And
Right,
so
I saw Kevin
She
there
was
with him.
comfortable there to walk the,
Good.
he was her
Well,
safety net.
I guess he
And he
should've
was
done-
paying his dues for missing the wedding.
I know,
so.
right? I was like celebration beforehand. Well, that's good. So that was done. So what's the fall plan for her?
I think she's going to do Maryland. And then she's got that really nice 7-year-old mare, Kira. I think it's like
She
DHI
is
Kira
nice.
Cole. Yeah,
Right.
so I think she was wanting to do, she placed in the top 10 at Lele on the 6-year-old
She's
World
thinking about that?
Championship, so she was thinking about doing the 7-year-olds this year.
That'd be
But-
fun.
There
Yeah,
you go.
lead up for that, and that would be terrific. And of course, then if she doesn't do that, she can go to Maryland 3-star national championship.
Oh, that's a great, yeah. She could do that too.
Fallback. That's what we did.
That's easier instead of flying all the way to France and all that stuff.
It's way less flying.
Yeah.
It's way less flying. Well, I'm super excited for you, and we'll be thinking about June 3rd.
June 3rd.
That's the day. Will you remember that for anniversaries and everything?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I was smart when we started dating because we started dating on my birthday.
So you know
And so
that every time.
that was smooth. And
When
so
is
maybe
that?
we can
When's your
just keep
birthday?
that. May 12th,
Is that how you were like, please for my birthday, just go on a date with me?
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good move.
Yeah.
Now June 3rd, you'll have to figure out how to vlog that one in.
It's
6-3.
Ocala horse trials.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. There's a June 3rd
Yeah.
Ocala horse trials. That'll stick with you.
Sure. I don't know if that will stick with it. But that's all right.
Yeah. All right, listen, Jacob, thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Good luck at the wedding. I hope your family doesn't get you kicked out of the state. And that you have an awesome time.
It might be a good wedding if we do, though.
Yeah, you know what? Stories to tell for sure. So, honestly, congratulations. We're excited for both you guys. And yeah, thanks again for coming.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys.
All right.
bud.
And thank you
Cheers.
guys for watching. We will be back in, 2 weeks with another awesome show. We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest eventer of all time.
Good news for the sport.